Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Welcome to channel Planet Bhakti. What is this channel about? Let me just give you a quick background. Uh, we are going to discuss on this channel Gyan, Bhakti, and miracles. Gyan is nothing but knowledge. Bhakti means worship, and miracles, of course, there are certain things that are amazing experiences, and we are going to share those also. Now, why this channel? So, by the way, my name is RJ. I'm going to be your host. I am originally from India, of course, but I have been living in the US for last almost 25 years now. What I noticed is that our Hindu religion carries a treasure of knowledge and wisdom. And I think one of the challenges is because all these scriptures and our religious books, such as Bhagavad Gita, Ramacharitmanas, Bhagavatam, and many other Upanishads, they are originally in Sanskrit or some other languages, such as Awadh language, especially Ramcharitmanas. So the challenge becomes that it is hard to follow and understand the actual meaning of those. Uh, those books do carry certain stories, and a lot of people understand or know about those stories, but quote unquote, the stories are not as important as the wisdom behind it. And a lot of times that becomes hidden and it doesn't come out as expected. People think, oh, that is a fascinating story written earlier, but that is not what we are going to talk about here. The meaning, the philosophical meaning, which, for example, Bhagavad Gita provides such an amazing guidance for even modern day-to-day life, that it will be amazing to talk about it. So we'll definitely cover some part of Bhagavad Gita, for example, and many other such whatever is available. So we are not going to stick to one part only. And about miracles, I did notice that certain things in my personal life, as well as a few other people who have shared their experiences, and many a times those are in Hindi or such other Indian languages, that some people who follow only English, it is hard to understand those, and then those miracles do provide some hope. Obviously, nobody is free from problems in our day-to-day life, and I think when we see certain miracles do happen, then we see the ray of hope, and that will carry us through those difficult times. So definitely the hope and the expectation about discussing those is to help out each other. All right, having said that, let me just quickly move on to what we are going to talk about to start with. And as you can see, we have this Rama Parivar, Ram, Lakshman, Janaki ji, or Sita Mata, and of course Hanuman ji. So we are going to talk about Sri Hanuman Chalisa. And Hanuman Chalisa is an amazing tool. Hanumanji actually is considered that he's the only one. Well, there are a few others, but he is even present in today's Kali Yuga, or the difficult times that we are currently living in. And Hanumanji is the only God who is present even in today's world. So, and a lot of people have experienced his presence. But Hanuman Chalisa in itself is an amazing scripture, amazing part that was written. Now, basically, who wrote Sri Hanuman Chalisa or even Ramcharit Manas? The answer is Tulsidas, or Tulsidas ji, who is also known as Goswami Tulsidas ji. And the history records that he was present actually not that long ago, from 1511 through 1623. So this is a true story, and there are certain things that Tulsidas ji wrote, and then how Hanuman Chalisa came into effect, how he wrote about it. There is a small story about it. I guess let me just quickly talk about that, and then in the next video, we'll actually start with the Hanuman Chalisa, its meaning, and how and what we can do with those understanding basically. So it is said that Goswami Tulsidas ji once was I mean, it is said that he was writing Ramcharitmanas, which is the story about Lord Rama's life. And when that happened, when he was writing it, Hanumanji, who is always having ultimate, he's the ultimate bhakta or worshipper of Lord Rama, he would always be there. So one day, now what happens is, so Tulsidas ji, there was a lady who came to him and asked for blessings, and he blessed her, saying it in Hindi. It is called Saubhagyavati Bhava. Saubhagya meaning you will always have your husband alive, basically. That is, and that is one of the Hindu, philosophies, that the wife expects the husband to be there before she dies. Now, what happened in this particular case is that her husband had just died, and they were actually carrying him, and now she started, oh, saint, you blessed me with your this blessing, but this is impossible because my husband just passed away. Obviously, this is a big problem. But Tulsidas ji said that if I said, and if I have my real faith in Lord Ram, then whatever I say, I always say truth, and it can never be wrong. It cannot go wrong. So if that is the case, bring him here. So they brought the non-alive. I will put it that way. Her husband, excuse me, and I think Tulsidas ji prayed to Lord Ram that, hey Lord Ram, if I am your true bhakta, meaning I'm true your worshipper, and if I did say this, please keep my words intact. And suddenly they felt this lady's husband suddenly started moving, and he got up. Now, this itself is a miracle. Obviously, the person who was pronounced dead became alive just because Tulsidas ji said so. The word spread like crazy, obviously. And at that time, the king in Delhi was King Akbar. Now he heard, I believe, these words, and he said, "Oh, I need to see this particular saint. I need to meet him. How can he even, do this?" So he sent like his guards to Tulsidas ji and say, "Hey Tulsidas ji, you are being called upon into the palace because King Akbar wants to talk to you." And Tulsidas ji said, "Look, I do not follow anybody's orders. I just follow one order, and that is only from Lord Ram's. I do not have anything to do with anything with your king. So I would rather skip the trip. Please leave me behind." But obviously, this was an order from the king. They went back. He ordered, and he was really upset that how can he disobey my calling. So he sent, like, no matter what, he should be brought in here. So now these guards came back, and then by force, he was basically brought into the palace. And now the king said that, "Tell me, I heard this miracle that happened. How do you do it?" And he said, "Look, I do not do any miracles. I just pray to my Lord. And it just happened that Lord had to keep his words, and that's about it. There is no miracle, nothing that I do or I would do." I said, "No, no, that is not right." So he was actually, then he said, "Until you show me, and what do you do?" Like, I mean, obviously he thought there is some magic or he knows something weird. So he was thrown into a jail. And at that time, Tulsidas ji thought of Hanumanji. Now, Hanumanji is always there with him, and he is a real disciple of Hanumanji, because through Hanumanji only he can reach to Lord Rama. That is how Hanumanji is. So he started praying, and he started writing some of the lines that are called chopais, and he wrote those chopais, and that became Hanuman Chalisa. Now, what happened is, when he started writing and reciting those, suddenly there are a lot. And now Hanumanji, you might have seen, Hanumanji actually the original form of Hanumanji is nothing but, he's none other than Bhagwan Shivji, Shankar. In order to worship Lord Ram, he took a form of, he was asked, not, he cannot become, basically he wanted to worship during the time of Lord Ram, that Lord Rama's human form, which is originally, obviously Rama is nothing but Vishnu Bhagwan. So uh, the Shankar Bhagwan's expectation to worship Lord Ram in that, during that time, could not be in the human form itself. So basically, Shankar Bhagwan cannot become a human as well, just like Lord Rama. So, and neither he can be a human nor an animal. So they found, the middle way is to become an ape. An ape is kind of, you can say, half human, half monkey. People think monkey god. That's not the way we should call. So, so anyway, the Hanumanji is nothing but, originally is the Shankar, which is called Rudra Avatar. Actually, it's 11th Rudra Avatar of Shankar, is nothing, none but, none other than, Hanumanji. So basically, now what happened is, Hanumanji obviously has the his sena, meaning army of these apes, the monkeys. And when Tulsidas ji started reciting, and that is what we are actually going to see, that what is written in the obviously next video. But when Tulsidas ji started reciting, suddenly Hanumanji, obviously to help him out, there were hundreds of these monkeys started coming to this palace, and they started making all kinds of chaos. And the king Akbar could not even carry his activities. It was such a thing. And then one of the wise men in his palace suggested that, this is all happening because you have kept a saint in the jail, which is really against any religion and any kingdom. So then Akbar realized, he freed Tulsidas ji from the jail, and apologized that he did this. And then Tulsidas ji prayed back to Hanumanji that, please call back the army, and everything went back to normal. But so that is such a power that Tulsidas ji has written. And the amazing, amazing thing, I mean, I'm emotional when you will read, and when we go through this Hanuman Chalisa, you will realize such a power in that. Each chopai carries such a wisdom, such an articulated way, that he has written that. It is amazing. Anyway, so what we are going to do again is, we will start with Hanuman Chalisa in the next video, and I hope you will like it. Again, thank you so much for joining and visiting Planet Bhakti channel. I hope we'll continue this journey for a long time, and many other discussion that we'll have. Thank you so much. Jai Hanuman, Jai Bajrang Bali.